In this video, we're gonna see how to deploy some of our front-end kits which we have released last week as an open source code. We're gonna see like how you can launch these repositories on Netlify, Vercel, and DigitalOcean, AWS, and other hosting. Yeah, it's gonna be a same standard of like how you launch your React app, but we will just do a basic one so everybody understand this thing. Okay, so this you will be able to, when you go under like github/tradely/platform, you will be able to find all our open source kit like React, Flutter, React Native, and all those things. Yeah. So in this repository is focused on a marketplace. Okay, so it's focused on a marketplace. It looks like this. Okay, this is just our dev version. So we can see like different functionalities, how they are, and all those things. Yeah, so we're going to launch this website. If somebody wants to build a website like this, we're going to see how to deploy these in different deployment systems. Let's go faster now. Okay, so once you sign up into your Netlify, I mean, this is how it's a free account, so you can sign up. Then you go and click new site from your Netlify account. From here, you can see different deployment things. I use GitHub, so I'm just going to select GitHub, and I'm already authorized. So I'm going to see my account and also the company account where I have forked this repository. So the first step you need to do is that you also need to fork this repository so you can make changes in your own repositories. After you fork only, then you can connect your Netlify account. So the second step is that connecting with the Netlify account. So the repository is the Hummingbirds. So you select that, which are the team you want. You do all those Netlify thing. Then the branch to deploy, you can select the master or the Netlify. The master used to have a stable version of everything. The Netlify will have an up-to-date changes we have done, but may not have tested properly, but not that stable. Okay, so I'll just use the latest one which we have, the Netlify one. Yeah, all other things you don't need to worry. You can just like do those things, but for the environmental variables you need to change those things. Okay, so these new variables, because if you can see here, this is just the default informations what we have used. Let me just show you the sandbox, because when you sign up the free account in Tradely, it's going to give you the sandbox. Yeah, I have the sandbox here as well, so you can see here the sandbox superadmins.sandbox, and I'll be able to get the API credential from here as well, and then the URL for the sandbox account also, it's a different. So all those things is already here by default. Okay, but anyway, I'll just put those things there so you have right information in the environmental variable. So the Netlify ignores all the environmental variables we have used in the repository. So the backend URL, I mean, you don't need to put everything. You can only put the unique items for your repository and use the Netlify will take the default things from here, but just for best practices, I'm just going to put everything here. And then we need the API key and the public URL. The reason for the public URL is that based on the URL you give here, that's how the sitemap will be generated. I'll show you in the end of the video how the sitemap is generated and all those things. But for now, I will put all those things, the domain URL. Sorry, actually the latest code you should use the React app domain URL, not the public URL. Okay, we're going to remove that. And then the API key. Even if you don't put the business name, it's fine. Let me stop and copy my, I mean, you should be able to find your API key here. Okay, so I'm going to stop and then restart. I have copy and pasted the API keys here. It's not fully visible, but anyway, so I have copied. So I'm deploying it. It's going to take some time. There is one information we need to put, which is which is not even mentioned here, which is under your environment variable. I mean, when you do this project, it's going to be failure. We need to add this thing, which is, where is the environment? Which is CI equal to false. I'll show you. Now when you current, wait, let me see the latest one. I believe this is the latest one. Yeah, the eager, not that. So yeah, so site has not been deployed, so it's still building. So when it's finished, it's going to be failure, because we need to add that the CI equal to false. We will add those in our documentation, which is not ready, but it's going to be available under here. We will put, mostly it's going to just call this .netlify/netlify. Okay, so we're going to update the same information what I have explained in the video and the documentation as well. So yeah, to save your time, I'm going to stop this, wait, restart when the deployment is finished. The deployment has been finished. You will be able to see from here the deployment is successful. So just to repeat the things, I mean, the deployment is same as like how we deploy the other Netlify apps, but the only thing is that, which is related to us, is that you need to have the API key, the backend URL. When you're launching for production, then you will not have this sandbox thing. Then this URL is for your sitemap, and the environment, if you want to change it to production, then change it to production, or if you're just testing for sandbox, then just put sandbox. This is the information you need. And whenever you're stuck, you go here, under the repository you will find the environmental variables for different things. Okay, you can also see what has been deployed. I mean, the URL, it's the ether, all those things, it's deployed here. You go to categories. I don't know if there is any information here or not, but anyway, so it's a simple marketplace template. I mean, there are some information configurations we need to add it here for it to available. I mean, for the template to look nicer. So I can just put some image just to show you. Maybe this, no, just this. I'm in sandbox, and I hope this is also in sandbox, because that's what we put it in the environmental variable. So it need to get the latest image. Okay, but anyway, yeah, there are some other configurations you can still configure from the admin itself, and then the API keys you can get it from here. That's it. If there is any question, reach out to us in our community platform. We're always there to help you out. So ask your questions, feel free to ask, and if there is any comments you want to just put it in the YouTube, just do it there as well. All right, thank you. The next video is going to be how to deploy in Vercel, then DigitalOcean, etc. Thanks again.